You can feel it before you can explain it. Her eyes don't light up the way they used to. Conversation still happens, but curiosity turns into courtesy. Spark gives way to schedule. That shift has a name, the admiration deficit, and it rarely arrives in a single moment. It's a slow pattern, less signal, more noise, less edge, more apology, more checking for reassurance than showing up with direction. If you want the look back, you don't need bigger speeches. You need cleaner signals. Admiration runs on a simple fuel: warmth plus backbone. Warmth without backbone feels needy. Backbone without warmth feels cold. Early on, you carried both. You led with clear plans and a playful vibe, and you didn't outsource your self-worth to her response speed. Then routine crept in. Your plans got vaguer. Your time became fully available. Your interest started to sound like a request for permission. Micro-erosions like these teach the nervous system to stop paying premium attention. Here's a core fact from psychology. Autonomy, competence, and relatedness are the three pillars that sustain motivation and attraction over time. Self-determination theory. If your presence starts crowding her autonomy, leaking competence, or disengaging from genuine connection, admiration drops, even when your intentions are good. You'll feel it as longer pauses, polite replies, a glazed look, especially when you over-explain. Another fact: people resist pressure, even when they agree. That reflex is called psychological reactance. When you push, persuade, or over-clarify, the other person's nervous system defends its freedom. Paradoxically, your extra effort lowers the very interest you're trying to protect. The antidote isn't silence, it's regulated clarity. Say less, mean more, leave room for choice. Novelty matters too. Dopamine, the brain's attention chemical, spikes at change and anticipation more than at constant certainty. Early on, you brought texture, new places, small challenges, reveals in doses. Over time, you removed the edges. Endless texting, same conversations, zero stakes. Predictability without polarity becomes background noise. You don't need chaos, you need rhythm. Zoom in on the microsignals that quietly drain respect. Whatever you want, when you actually have a preference. 3-paragraph texts trying to negotiate desire instead of proposing a plan. Apologies for normal needs. Sorry to ask, but could we? Constant availability that melts novelty into mush. Each one says, I can't hold my own tension without your reassurance. Admiration withers in that climate. Integrity is visual. When your calendar doesn't match your claims, people stop believing the claims. You say health matters, then sacrifice sleep and training for every late ping. You say you value focus, then keep your phone on the table and your eyes drift. You say you're fine with no, then sulk when you hear it. Respect doesn't fall because you're imperfect, it falls because your word and behavior keep missing each other. So what rebuilds admiration? Structure that protects freedom, clarity that invites, not corners, presence that's selective, not scarce. Start with containers. Instead of, what do you want to do? Try, I'm grabbing tacos at 7:30, short and sweet. You're invited. If she can't, you keep your plan. This isn't a test, it's a pattern. Offer a frame, allow a choice. Stay steady either way. Upgrade your listening, from waiting to reply to tracking what's alive. Ask one sharp question, then let silence do some work. What would make this week feel like progress for you? Hold the pause. Don't fill it. This isn't a trick, it's how attention signals value. People admire those who can be with a moment, without trying to control it. Mind your nervous system. Regulation is visible. A steady breath, a relaxed jaw, unhurried pacing, these communicate safety louder than any speech. Bodies read bodies. If yours says, "I'm grounded, even in uncertainty," admiration rises because you just added competence to warmth. Another fact to keep you honest: intermittent rewards train attention more strongly than constant rewards. Classic variable ratio schedules in behavioral psychology. If you flood the channel with non-stop availability and reassurance, you flatten anticipation. You don't need games, you need cadence. Think music, notes, and rests. Protect your edges. Start and end times. 1 or 2 evenings a week dedicated to your craft or training. A phone face-down rule when you're together. These aren't rules for control, they're standards for coherence. Standards remove guesswork, and guesswork is the enemy of admiration because it forces the other person to manage your inconsistency. When friction appears, and it will, choose regulated honesty over escalation or evacuation. Escalation looks like pressure, persuasion, performance. Evacuation looks like sulk, silence, retreat. Regulated honesty sounds like this: "I felt brushed off last night. I'm not going to relitigate it. Coffee tomorrow for 20 minutes to reset. Yes or no, both work." One feeling, one request. Clean exit. You keep your center without punishing or pleading. Reintroduce texture on purpose. Add small stakes to your time together. A class where you're both beginners, a sunrise hike, cooking a dish neither of you has made, hosting friends and lightly leading the night. People admire who they become around you. If time with you expands her world, attention follows, and admiration returns to your eyes. Address the pattern directly, not dramatically. "I feel us sliding into polite comfort. That's not what I want. I'm going to bring more structure and play. If you want that too, great. If not, I'll miss you and move forward." That sentence is only scary if your value depends on the answer. If your value depends on your alignment, it's simply true. Keep your claims small and your proof visible. Say less, show more. If you value recovery, protect your sleep, even when late-night dopamine calls. If you value depth, schedule and keep a monthly no-phones dinner where you trade real stories. If you value momentum, pick one project and ship something every week. When actions stack, admiration follows. That's how trust is built. Repeated experiences that match the label. Don't confuse being agreeable with being good. Agreement is easy. Leadership is service, with spine. Offer the plan. Hold the door. Take feedback, without theatrics. Set the boundary without a monologue. I won't continue if we're raising voices. Let's pause and try again at 8. That's competence plus care. The exact recipe admiration recognizes. Finally, remember, attention is a mirror. Treat your time as precious, your body as a home, your word as a contract, your curiosity as a skill, and that mirror reflects back in how she looks at you. If she stopped looking the same way, treat it as feedback, not fate. Shift your inputs, fewer paragraphs, cleaner invitations, steadier pacing, visible standards, more play, more presence. The admiration deficit doesn't reverse because you beg for belief. It reverses when your daily behavior becomes easy to believe. Turn down the noise, constant checking, explaining, convincing. Turn up the signal, clear plans, real listening, embodied steadiness, and a life that moves even when you're not being watched. Do that, and the eyes follow the center that doesn't wobble. be that center.